Yo, I am live, I am audible, KBP is stable, FPS, everything seems stable, and excellent connection. That is cool. Yep. Seems like there is 10 seconds of delay. That is cool. Not cool, but yeah, fine. Beamer attach TCP. Yep. Let's go here and do the thing. 1000. We were unable to do this one, so we will begin with this one. And yeah. Artem suggests a game with Olia, the girl. Yep. Yeah, yesterday I just read it, so let me read it again and see what this is. Artem suggested a game to the girl Olia. There is a list of n arrays. Yes, there is a list of n arrays where ith array contains mi greater than two positive numbers. So at least I will get two. Olia can move at most one, possibly zero integers from each array to another array. Note that integers can be moved from one array only once, but integers can be added to one array multiple times, and all the movements are done at the same time. The beauty of the list is defined as the sum of minimum from each array. In other words, for each array, we find the minimum value in it and then the sum of the values. The goal of the game is to is to maximize the beauty of the list of the arrays. Maximize. So maximize is a crazy word. So what I can do is take all of the very small numbers and put all of them in one array, right? And hmm, because I can remove only one number from an array at once. So that is it. And I am guaranteed to get the smallest number. I'm guaranteed to get the smallest number from all the arrays. Yes, so my goal would be to take the smallest numbers from all of the other arrays and put all of them in the array which has the smallest number in from like every array, and then I would add the second smallest in all of the remaining ones and the smallest number, and that would be my beauty. Not my, but array's beauty. That seems a plausible plan. Let's see. And for that I have to get back. For that I will, while taking in the array, I will go through, I will, yeah, a pair. Yes, I will need a vector of pairs, and the first number in the pair would be the smallest, and the second number would be the second smallest number. And the input is the first line is n, and then is followed by the description of the arrays, each array. Okay, first line means I have two arrays, then this is the first array, this whole thing, and then the second array. Okay, and n, that is the number of arrays, right? So n, take in n, then repeat less than I 0 n, and yeah, what I would need is a vector of pair of integers, called a, and how much is p, I think like this, n, and that is not right. Unexpected type PE. expected expression n, right? That is cool. That is cool. And for this I would have to, yes, so size of this array, let's call it x, or whatever the current array is. Cin, take the size and then run another loop from j0 till x, and I'm taking in the number, taking in the number, taking in the number. And initially, can I initialize all of these pairs to, let's say, this value 50,000? How to initialize a vector in C++? Okay, like that. Uh, uh, Actually, I have a vector of pair of integers. How to serialize to 0 vector, pair integers with all the elements, not push back. That is what I would have to do. Push back. Std make pair 5. Initialize with 5 pairs of 0 0. Okay. Pairs of integer vector 5, that is n, and make pair. Okay, n and make pair 0 comma 0. No, not 0 comma 0. 4, 5,000 and 50,000. 50,000. Second is the second smallest. Now I have the current number. Let's call it C, and C in, take in C. If C greater than, if C is smaller than a bracket I, because I am working with the I array, and dot second, then uh, first let me test it. If it is smaller than first, then a bracket second equals a bracket first, and a first equals C, this new number. Else if C smaller than AI second, then just change the second one. Second one equals C. And yes, okay, so this should work. This should work. This should give me the first, the smallest, and then the second smallest. And now what I would like to have is find the smallest number, minimum. And initially it is 50,000. And whenever this happens, I want to see, uh, I have to change it. Let's say mn equals minimum of AI dot first comma mn comma mn. And I should have the minimum here. Do I need the minimum? No. I do not need the minimum. I need the index of the minimum, and since I need two numbers, then I should make a pair called mn, and initially it is just 0 0, and not like this. If mn dot initialize it, add something else. First is the number, and second would be the index. If mn dot first is greater than c, then do two things. Mn dot first equals c and mn dot second equals I. I will have the minimum index and the minimum thing. Then the answer would be loop through this vector for auto p in a, do this thing. No, I would also need the index of that. So yeah, I repeat L0 n, and before this int answer is initially equal to 0, and after this, not 0 but mn dot first, which is the smallest number, and if I isn't equal to mn dot second, then answer plus equals mn a bracket I dot second plus equals. Is that correct? Yeah, yeah, that seems good. See out answer with a new line. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is like completely wrong. Just the last one. This one. In this I have which is the last one? Three tests. Okay, two arrays. One array is this. One array is this. Okay, then only one array, and that is this. And then three arrays. First has four elements, and the smallest is 5. Right. Then three elements, and the smallest is 6, and then two elements, and the smallest is 2. So what I'm doing here is I should be putting this and this into this. So the answer would be 2 plus 8, 10, 10 plus 7, 17. But answer is 19. Because if I remove this, I will get this, and I can put, okay. Makes sense now. I can put all of these smallest numbers into one array. Okay, and the array that I put all of these numbers into, it's okay, right. So I have to go through the second element of the array which has the largest number, and then see if there is an array whose, and yes, smallest. Okay, so I also need to find the smallest second number, right? Yeah, yep. Smallest second number in the arrays, and smallest second number. Second is smallest number in all the arrays. So in this, mm, three loops, that would make it three loops, but can I find it out in this? Yes, I can. And shit, I don't have to do this thing here. I can do this here. Yeah. If let's change mn to something else. mn mn first, and then mn second. Initially 5,000, 50,000, and 0. mn mn first. Here also first, third, and After getting the first, I'm checking if C. What the heck is C? C is nothing. AI dot first and AI dot first and second is this. Yes, cool. Now, if mn second dot first is greater than AI dot second, then mn second dot first becomes equal to AI dot second and mn second dot second becomes equal to I to get its index. Okay, and now when I'm looping through this thing, second and the second is smallest, and that is yes, first is smallest, I will get it. But instead of yeah, yes. Instead of checking with mn first, I will be checking with mn second. Now I guess yeah, now it does work. Now it does work. I can submit it. B Olia and again. Documents. Mm, What the yep. Competitive programming 1000 B Olia and game. Let's see. Shresh Jadhav. Hey, does competitive programming still help? I am expert. 1849 rated, nearly a candidate master. The good companies are not replying to me. I really do not get why. Shit, my friend told me that if you get a rating around 2000, you should get a job. It would be very easy to get a job, and they are not replying to you. That is crazy. Maybe you just have to keep pushing it and keep sending out your resume and maybe build a few projects also. Wrong answer on test 3. So that is crazy. They are not replying you. Hmm. On first expected this, found this. Okay. The minimum number is getting smaller. Between this and this, mi will not exceed this. The next line contains mi integers. Mi this the number of elements in the ith array. Okay, 10 power 9. Okay. Max integer in C++. Int max, int min. Okay. I have a cool thing here which I can do. This is 50,000. Replace that by max int globally. Max int is nothing. Or maybe int, yeah, int max. My bad. S max int with int max globally int shit s int man with int max globally. I pressed H, fuck. S man with max global. Yep. Now we are cool and we should actually be cool. Let's see. Wrong answer on test 4. I expected this, found this. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, answer can be pretty good. Okay. Insect. Let's should take care of that. Mm-hmm. Mm, should it? Let's see. Yes, it is overflow. Yep, this plus this cannot be represented as an integer. Yes. Now we should be cool. Okay, submit. S. S lazen. 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 Raisin. S regnet. S regnet up. S lazen. It is in queue and it might take some time or maybe not, but yeah, it could take some time. And in the time we can move on to monsters. Yep, it is taking its sweet time. Yep. And let's try to one shot this monster. Let's try to one shot it. Monocarp is playing yet another computer game, and yet again his character is killing some monsters. Okay, there are n monsters numbered from 1 to n, and ith of them has AI health points initially. Okay, Monocarp's character has an ability that deals K damage to the monster with the highest current health. With K damage to the monster with the highest current health. If there are several of them, the one with the smaller index is chosen. Okay, if a monster's health becomes less than or equal to 0 after Monocarp uses his ability, then it dies. Monocarp uses his ability until all monsters die. Your task is to determine the order in which monsters will die. Okay, that should be easy. One shot, yes, one shot. We have to one shot this. The first line of each test case contains two integers, n and k, and then the array itself. Okay, the sum of n overall test cases does not exceed 3 power. Wait, the sum of n. What the heck does sum of n? Does it mean these integers? No, I first n, then k, and then the list. Okay. Okay. Shit. I would need a data structure. I do not want to go through the whole list again and again and again. I would need a pair to first store their health and second to store their current index. Mhm. Okay, I would need a data structure which keeps the highest element at the top. That would be something like a heap. And I would give the heap my custom function, heap in C++. What about this? It is still in queue. That is not cool. Heap in C++ standard template library. Make heap converts given range to a heap. Okay. Push heap. Arrange the heap after insertion at the end. Pop heap removes the max element at the end for deletion. Sort heap. Sort the elements of the max heap to ascending order. Is heap. Checks if the given range is max heap. Is heap until heap with custom comparator in C++. Can I do that? Priority queue. Okay, it is not called a heap, it is called a priority queue. In C++, a priority queue standard is a standard template library container that utilizes the heap data structure. It is useful when we need to retrieve the min or max element in constant time t while insertion and deletion operations are performed in Log and time. Yes, that would be preferable. A custom comparison comparator is a function or function-like object functor, okay, uh, used with algorithms or data structures such as sorting or priority queue. It modifies their behavior. Hmm. Okay. Syntax is this: data type, container, comparator. Data type, the type of the priority queue. Container is passed as an underlying container to store the elements, and comparator decides the ordering of the element. Okay, and the comparator, let's say comparator takes in data type A, data type B, and if condition then return true, else false. When true is returned, it means the order is not correct and swapping of elements takes place. Order is not correct. All right, okay. And when false, then it means the order is correct and no swapping. And isn't that like okay, okay, swapping, okay. Different ways to implementator. Example, I put this, okay. Compare. Here is an operator and does this return true as if they are equal. Return true, that is no need, no swapping is needed. No swapping is needed. Otherwise swap. Main. Priority queue, PII. PII is what is PII? The data type, okay. A vector of PII, okay, and compare this thing bool, okay, DS, and then keep pushing these numbers. The first there is this is exactly what I want, and then see out the priority queue is while not empty. Okay, keep taking in inputs. Mhm, 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 mhm. Okay, it is still in queue. Okay. Codex, hey bro, where are you from? I also started learning competitive programming, and since last 2 months I have finished C++ and STL. Now will start CP with books. I will be going NIT Bhopal or Triple IT Gwalior for studying CSE. What about you? Can you intro yourself? I am just a student in my BTech second year, and I'm trying to learn things, and I'm streaming because it keeps me consistent, and while I'm streaming I am able to push myself more than I would if I were not streaming, and that is the reason. And yep, what do you think about Rust programming language? I want to learn Rust. I have written a few programs in Rust. I also have not a few programs, I only wrote hello world in Rust, and it uses print l, or I guess print ln in Rust to print a line, and Rust is pretty cool. I will be learning it at some point, after some time, when I am done with this and other stuff. Int 6 answer. Yeah, yeah. Now this one. Boilerplate 11. So what do we have? Which college? Shit. Yeah, println hello world. AKTU with semicolon. Yes, of course, semicolon. Primes of suspect. I am in AKTU University. And what do you think about us with college? Yeah, in AKTU. I'm in AKTU, Abdul Kalam Technical University. And shit, what is the type? N and then K. Yes, I forgot the question. N, then K, C in N, C in K, and then a loop. First of all, a vector of integers. It will be called A of size N, of course. What? Yes, shit. PI, and it will be of size. Yeah, I do not need them in a certain order. I can just take them anywhere I want. Now repeat L, I, or even equal to I starting at 1 going up till n and Cn, and yeah, two lines. Cn a dot a bracket I minus 1 dot first will have the value, and ai minus 1 dot second will equal to I. Second is the index, first is the value. Now I have the whole heap, shit, not just this heap. C, so take into C, and then I have to make this a heap. Make priority queue. This is still in queue. Okay. Make priority queue DS. Okay. And then the compare function. So I guess initially I have to make all of these equal to make pair of 0, 0 and priority queue. Make priority queue, priority queue, priority queue with inputs like that. Type is vector of pair of int, and then second is the container, which is a, and then third is the comparator function, and that would be return to compare, and it takes in pair of integer a and pair of integer b, and if I want to swap them, then if a dot first greater than, if a dot first less than or equal to, less than, just less than b dot first, then return true, then swap them, then else return false. Okay, and here compare, that is a function. Template argument for template must be a type. Should be a type, but type is this. Okay, okay, shit, okay, that makes sense. This is this, and this, and this is vector of pair of integer, and then compare argument template parameter must be a type. Does this thing have to be a class? Compare PQ priority template argument for clang error. Template argument for template type parameter must be a type. Must be a type. What does that mean? Good job, bro. Keep learning. Hope to see you in ICPC regionals someday. Yep. I hope the same. Shit, I can make some changes here. That is good. Pair. What is it? Comparator decides the ordering of elements. Custom comparator. A custom comparator is a function or function-like object. Okay, so I can give it a function bool, take an integer, and then return this or this. It is taking in pair of integers. Mm, 11, go back. And from here, mm, compare is not working. Something is wrong. Template argument for template type parameter must be a type. Public int pq priority queue. Fuck. Mm, mm, and here pq dot add priority queue. Okay, if I make this thing a class comparator, wait, what is the syntax for class this public, and then the operator this. Okay, override the operator, and then bool operator this, and also the types and everything. Yes, types and everything. Paste. Uh-huh. What is the problem? Class comparator seems okay. There has to be a semicolon at the end of a class. Yeah. 24. Replace with capital C and compare. Ah, comparator. Not a tool. Okay. PQ dot add push make pair C and I. Okay, this should give me the whole thing in a priority queue. Okay. After getting it in a priority queue, the order, right? K. Okay. How do you get the first element without removing it? Add, push, and then dot top, and then pop. Okay, top, and then pop. So while true, yes, while true, pic, ah, up, mns here, monster equals pq dot pop. No variable conversion from void to pi. Why would this return void? Okay, okay, makes sense. Dot top. That should be pair. Yes, that is a pair. Now, mstr dot first minus equals k. After that, I have to repeat if monster dot first less than or even equal to 0, then vector of integers, that would be my answer. It will be called a of size n and no size, initially empty, and if it is like this, then onslaught pushback monster dot mnstr dot second pushback second pq dot pop, and then yes, just that. Else, if it is not that, then pq dot pop anyway. I can do this right after this. Remove this, and I can do this, and here just push it back. pq dot push. Yes, dot push monster after changing its value. And right after doing pop, if monster dot first is less than equal to 0, if the greatest one becomes equal to 0, then break. Wait, this would be cool. Shit, this is actually good. I can put them on the same line. This is not beautiful, but it is cool. This is actually not beautiful. Shit. And now I need to output it. So, for auto A, not for auto X and on, do this C out X and then space. Then this, and at the end, C out a new line. Okay, we need to do this first try, or it would never end. Shit, yes. Time limit exceeded because of this. First, if it ever becomes less than equal to 0, then do this. C out PQ, not PQ, minus TR dot first, and then space this minus TR dot second, and then a new line. Ah, fuck. That one is still in queue. That is not cool, but no, no macros. Shit. Mm, think something might be wrong with my comparator function. Comparator. Mm, yeah. Ah, shit. Yes, definitely. If it is, if A is smaller, then no need to swap. Shit, is the keyboard not working? Shit, Vim is not working. That is crazy. Something is wrong with Vim. Uh, Tmux attach. Yes. To be specific, it is Vim that is not working. Blank purpose. B monsters out dot slash out. And let me copy this thing. Uh, dot slash out. Done it. Okay. It keeps on printing this. Okay, now it is working. That's cool. Hmm. If monster first less than equal to 0, then break out of this infinite while loop. But I'm clearly not doing it. Uh, it's clearly not happening. Monster dot first less than equal to 0, then break. It would mean my largest element is less than equal to 0, then I break. Okay, can I get pq dot size? I can get pq dot size. So let me try and print that. Repeat less I 0 pq dot size and pim nstr equals pq dot top, get the top element and then see out monster dot first, then this, then minus monster dot second, then a new line and then pq dot pop. That is the way to traverse it, right? Take the element, is the top, right, and then pop. Heapify happens. And then I can push. Yep. Mm. Pulling this out. And now run the thing. First compile it again. Copy the input. Paste. Okay. 1 1 2 2. Then space due to some reason. Then 1 1 2 1. And then 3. Okay, it is because I'm trying to print answer later. Okay. Okay, I'm getting it in the wrong order. This is not how I want to get them. And yep. And K 1 2 3. I should have gotten 1 2 3 here. 1 1 2 2 3 3 instead of this thing. 1 1 2 2. And in the second one I got just 1 1, which is horrible. And then in the third one I should have gotten 2 1 8 2 1. Then I got 3 3, but where is 8 2 and 5 2? Not package dot json. Hmm. Blank dot slash out. Copy, paste. Okay. Hmm. Dot top, it does not remove the element. Dot top does not remove the element. The priority queue is this. While not empty, yes, shit, that is much cooler than my thing. Uh, while pq dot empty and not this. Clang dot slash out. Copy, paste. Right. 3 3 2 2 1 1 1 2. This is cool. And while not pq dot empty. And right, decomment, and if it is less than equal to 0, then yes, push back this. While not empty, yes. This might be it. The last one is still in queue, and when broke, clang dot slash out, copy, paste, and answer is I need to make some changes. Yes, yes, yes. Brr. Not working. Now it is. Stop this. Let's see out and compiling running. It does say right answer, but yeah, it does say right answer. Right answer. That is good. 2112 and 3124. Now, can I one shot this? Will this be correct in the first try? If it does get out of queue, that is the monsters. The last one is still in the queue. It is not. And this, okay, it refresh. Okay, that one was accepted. Cool. Wrong answer in first. That is stupid. 1 2, then my output is 3412, but actual is 3124. Okay, 3124 is the actual one, but mine is 13412. Why? This one, 3 3 is the one, and first of all, this will would be reduced by 3. This becomes equal to 5. And yes, if there are Then the one with the lower value of I. Yes, 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 yes. That comes from the comparator. So this thing, if A dot first equals B dot first, then true means I will switch the places. Yes. Okay, and then return. Then if bi, if b dot first, a dot second is, which one do I want at the first? I want the smaller one to be before, right? So if a is bigger, then return true. That is, I would want it to switch. And if b, yeah, yes, this should be good. Run. Okay, I will test it on my own. Client dot slash out. Copy the input from here. Paste and it does same. Yes, 3124. 3124. That is cool. Submit. And yo, which year? Second year. What does in queue mean? It means they are in a order, like a stack in like continuous manner. Elements, whatever those elements might be, integers or anything. As usual, I can never trust him. You can trust him. It was because of the plugin that I'm using to run CPP test. Why, bro? Why, bro? But why? Who asked for this? Hariom Gupta. You don't have to watch if you don't like. No one is forcing you. No, yup. Codex. Where are the reasons? I was so many reasons. That is cool. And time limit exceeded on 6th because of the heap algorithm. Okay, here I have 30,000 elements. Memory was almost more than 3 MB. And this, okay, in this memory was 0. That is fucking amazing. Verdict, okay, not good, but okay. And verdict, time limit exceeded on this one. Time limit exceeded. Time limit exceeded. So my heap function is not working correctly. Something is wrong. What is the thing that might be taking time? This is cool. This is something that I have to do. Right, while not empty. And then, yes, this is also necessary. So time limit exceeded. Yeah, maybe now I can go to the editorial because I have done it from my side as good as I can. Tutorial B monsters. Let's simulate the game process until the number of health points of each monster becomes K or less. K or less. Okay, then we can consider that the ith monster has AI mod K health. I am simulating it till 0 or less. K or less. Then we can consider that the ith monster has AI mod K health instead of AI, except for the case when AI is divisible by K, then it would be 0. Then the remaining health would be K, not 0. Okay. Now the health points of all monsters are from 1 to K. So Each time we damage a monster, we kill it. Therefore, monsters with K health points will die first, then the ones with K minus 1 points, and so on. So let's sort the monsters by their remaining health points in descending order. Don't forget that if two monsters have the same health, then they should be compared by index, and the order you get after sorting is the answer to the problem. But how do we simulate this thing? Let's simulate the game process until the number of health points of each monster becomes K or less. Okay, I don't get it. Neon. This is in C++. Taken T while T minus and taken N and K, then create a vector of integers. Okay, and then you are storing for reference. X will be a reference. Okay, we're taking in it in this, and x equals x remainder 0, and if not x, if it becomes equal to k, if it becomes 0, then make it k. Okay, then vector called ort and iota integer to array begin to this 0. Okay, I will see what this is and sort this thing, and then output. Okay, how can you do this? If it is larger than larger, fuck, yes. Does this make sense? Yes, because I am not killing any monsters till their health is either equal to K or less than K. So, fuck. Okay, okay. And he is using this thing to avoid making pairs. And I do not know what this is. Iota 0 begin K of length n, and this stable sort begin to end, and this is the function for sorting. Uh, Okay, I think this is to fill the thing starting from 0. Yes, starting from 0, fill this thing with 0 and go up till the end. So this fills this vector from 0 till n minus 1, and then they are doing stable sort on this thing starting to begin, and the comparator function is this. It takes in two integers I and j. I and j. Fuck. That is crazy. Okay, yes, fuck, that is crazy. He is intermingling this odd vector with this E vector. That is crazy. Okay, do I understand this thing? I think I do, and I should be able to reproduce it. Shit, that is actually crazy. And this thing remains as it is. So, why was my solution wrong? It was wrong because it is doing more than it has to. And vi called answer of length n, and then iota, yeah, iota, ans dot begin and ans dot end, yeah, all ans, and then starting from 0, and then do this, go through ans and don't give out x, but plus 1, x plus 1, because it is starting at 0, right? And then I will store it inside the vector. And the way that he is looping over those things is also beautiful. He is doing this repeatless a reference. He is looping over the reference for auto reference x in A, and I have to declare here A, vi of length n, right? And in take the integer into x, and x remainder equals x k, and if not x, then x equals k. That is cool. Right, and then the comparator function, right? And then I have to sort them. Stable sort, stable sort from ans dot begin till the end, all ans, and the function int a, like this. No, this has to come before, like after this, but here, uh, something like this, int a, int b, or more like int I, int j, and here return, and also this thing will return bool, and is this the place where I have to tell this, that uh, d2 down, stable sort all ans, okay, and then the function, and this bool int I, int j, then this, okay, bool has the wrong position. Where does this thing go? Bool. Okay, I don't have to say bool. And then return a bracket I. I want a bracket I to be greater than a bracket j. So if it is smaller, then return true, which means change them a bracket j, and a cannot, what, a cannot be implicitly captured in lambda function with no such. A is here. Variable a cannot be implicitly captured in lambda. Fix is available. How to see out of it? How to see auto fix in new suggestions? Bruh, I was in my regional priority queue compare, and most likely the issue. Yeah, it was taking a lot of time, more than I could see. LSV or coc.nvim. Code actions. Yeah, code actions is the prefix. Quick fix is a function which is like this, filter, and with these options. Okay, options, no remap equals true, silent true, local function quick fix, I can just provide it there. Okay, above dot keymap dot set and leader code action ca dot function, and the function, what does the function do? Function does vim lsp buff code action filter, all of this thing. Wait, I do not want to copy paste. Vim lsp buff. Okay, vim select. I am selecting lsp functions, and in the current buffer, make a code action. Okay, and what does that do? It does filter equals function. Filter takes in a function which takes in an input a and it returns a dot is preferred. And then end the function and apply true. Okay. Vim dot lsp dot buff dot code actions bracket filter is takes in a function, takes in a, return a dot is preferred, and then end. And the second thing is apply equals true, right? And it also needs something else, right? It also needs yes options. Options is no remap equals true, and the second one was silent equal true. And this function expects a maximum of one argument. Options. Oh shit, yes. Not here, not here, not here. After this. Yeah, cool, cool. Source. Go back, go back, go back. Fix is available. .ca. No code action available. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why is this a problem? This was not a problem there in the editorial. That person was doing this completely fine. Solution. Mm-hmm. IOTA begin a. Yes. Reference. Okay. So what difference did it make? I was giving a lambda function in C++, and I was uh, and inside the function I was referring to a to a vector which is not part of the function and is defined somewhere else. But then I used this before the function definition, and then the error got away. What does this do? My guess is that when I do this, this lambda function is wherever it goes, it is stored with the reference, not as a copy. And where this function is defined, it should have access to A. So when it is sent by a reference, then it should be able to get access to this thing. And this part is called Shit, I forgot what this thing is exactly called when the function goes out of scope, but you can get access to the variables which were in the context of the function. That is something is like that. You had a lambda function, something like this. Okay, I have a vector and then a lambda function like this. Error v is not captured. Yes, that is the exact error. This compiler time error because v is not defined inside the lambda function and the lambda function has no access to the variables outside of it unless you explicitly tell it to. When you fix the lambda function to this, the error went away. Capture all variables from the surrounding scope by reference. By reference. So now the lambda function knows about v and it refers to the actual v defined outside, not a copy. Lambda capture. What is it? When you define a lambda in C++, you specify which external variables from surrounding scope it is allowed to use and how it should use them. Okay, it is done using the capture list, the square brackets, this before the lambda function parameter. Okay, capture everything by reference in your case, this thing, capture everything by copy. Okay, capture only v by reference. Okay, capture only v by copy. Okay, and capture everything by copy and v by reference. Capture everything by reference but x by copy. Okay, so if I change this to a, no error. If I change this to equal a or just a, no error, yes. Or this a, no error, and then equal, no error. Okay, a then. Let's see. It says wrong answer, but because it is fucking wrong answer. Hmm. Remainder with k and this vi take an integer. IOTA stable sort answer from a. If AI is smaller, then uh, it will be done later. So I want the bigger one at the start. If this is true, then they will be sort. Or this 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. So if the first element is greater than true, true means then do not change them, and false means change them. Okay. And now, Arvind, can you please share your config files? Yes. GitHub and vim /rc. Here are my config files for new one, the latest one. And submit. And if you want to understand how NeoVim works, then there is this YouTube channel. Wait, there is this YouTube channel. I think its name is Velcoro. Uh, understanding NeoVim. Understanding NeoVim, that is the thing. This Viro. You can go and see this playlist. You can watch this playlist to understand how NeoVim works. That is cool. Uh, Time limit exceeded on test 5 itself. Didn't even have the chance to go to test 6. What could be taking time? Im- Taking in input, integer, vector of integer, vi, vector of integer, yes. Vi answer n, uh, fill them like this. Yep, fill them like this. And output. But it is taking time, more time than it should. Output is this. Memory is this. Memory for the last one was 0. 2 milliseconds. That is 2 seconds. That is too long. Time limit exceeded. Are these numbers too big? This is pretty big. And this would be the size of the array. And this is what I'm reducing. 3. And then 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. This thing. This is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then that is pretty big. 3, 3, 3. No, that is smaller than 2 billion. So that's cool. What is the limit of the numbers? Smaller than 10 power 9. Submit it again. It might work this time. Excellent connection. It says no file chosen. That is crazy. We monsters. How long has it been? 1 hour 22 minutes. I am running late. You have chosen exactly the same code. Yes, I have chosen exactly the same code. And how does code forces know that this is the same code? Because they are finding the hash of this whole file and comparing it with the last hash that I submitted, and thus mm, is there something that I can do here? Some subtle change in this code and my code. Sync with this. I have done that. Done that, done that, and I'm taking in like this into the reference and then this, right? And then vector of integer called ord of size n, IOTA, all, and begin to end, and a reference which gives AI greater than AJ. Yep. And then for shit, is this the thing? I'm taking a copy and then printing it out. So instead, if I were to take a reference, that would be better. No, that is like very small detail. X plus 1 running on test 5 and timeout, I guess. Oh yeah, I am expecting to see timeout. Yeah, timeout. So stable sort. See how it displays is like the exact same code. Nothing is different. While t minus minus and 10. B. Mhm. Okay, everyone is talking about the C. L. Ryuzaki. No, no one is talking about these monsters. Shit. Yep, exactly the same thing. Hmm, 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 hmm. Okay, I will, I guess, consult my friend about this thing. And for now, we can move on to the next one. And we have been able to do only one question since we started this stream, and it has been 1 hour 26 minutes. Ski resort. C. Okay. Dima Watrusin. Dima Watrusin is a maths teacher at school. He was sent on vacation for N days for his good work. Dima has long dreamed of going to a ski resort, so he wants to allocate several consecutive days and go skiing. Since the vacation requires careful preparation, he will only go for at least K days. What? N days. Okay. He was sent on vacation for Indies. Timo has long dreamed of going to a ski resort, so he wants to allocate several consecutive days and go skiing. Since the vacation requires careful preparation, he will only go for at least K days. You are given an array A containing the weather forecast of the resort. Okay, that is on the ith day, the temperature will be AI degrees. Dima was born in Siberia, okay, very, very east. So he can go on vacation only if the temperature does not rise above Q degrees throughout the vacation. Unfortunately, Dima was so absorbed in abstract algebra that he forgot how to count. He asks you to help him and count the number of ways to choose vacation dates at the resort. In plenty, then the following description of the test cases. The first line of each test case contains three integers. N is the total number of days, K is consecutive days, Q is the temperature. Uh, okay, and temperature can be from, it is signed. Okay, that is okay. And the length of array A, the minimum number of days at the resort. The okay, N is the length of the array A, the minimum number of days at the resort, and the maximum comfortable temperature found. Second is the minimum number of day that he has to stay. And then the second line of each test case contains n integers starting from a n to, and it is signed the temperature of the ski resort. The sum of all n values over all test cases does not exceed 2 into 10 power 5. And in the first case, test case of the example, Dima can go on any day. Right? In the first one, temperature below 15, and he can go on any day. So the suitable dates for him are A. One is the day that he has to go. For this, this, and even this. So, what is the point of K? Minimum. Okay, okay, okay. Minimum one. Okay. And here it is three, so minimum would be these three, these three, these three. So answer is 3. No, answer is fucking 0. Yes, because temperature is never below this thing. Makes sense. And then in the second, temperature has to be less than this or even equal to would work. Does not rise above. Okay, it can be equal to this thing. So 3 days, and this is the only pair. So the answer is 1. Yes, answer is 1. And for this, nope, answer is 0. Yes, 0. And 0 for this minimum is 5, but I do not see any consecutive things where minimum is this. So that is okay. This is doable, of course. Yes. Boilerplate. First is N, then K, then Q, and Pn. N, K, Q, and also C to take in the current thing. Repeat. What? Uh, okay. And shit, I'm back. Okay, because it is recording. Okay, that was the problem. No, that should not have been the problem. If something wrong happened, and what was the name? C C resort. Lazy update everything, and then 16. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, Pn take into C and continuous. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where the temperature is less than or greater than that, and K. Okay, I can divide this problem into parts. First, I will create. Do I have to create an array? No. Int low initially is 0. Now, if C lower than or equal to Q, then low plus plus. Right? Keep doing that, and then else I know that I have low consecutive days with temperature lower than Q. And now, if now I have to go from K. If low greater than or equal to K, only then do this. What? While low gets up to K, add that. Yes. The difference is 1, then this, and add 1 to low. If the difference is 1, then add. Okay, that should be equal to something like 2, 1, and 3. So add 1 to 3. K minus 1 into K minus 1 plus 1 upon 2. K minus 1 into K plus 1, 1. Subtract. Yes. So int answer is initially 0, and now if this is true, then answer plus equal to K is smaller, Q minus K into Q minus K plus 1 whole thing by 2. Okay, and yes, I have to tell them that this is multiplication. Seems like right? Seems correct. And afterwards, low equals 0. And after this, if low is greater than less than greater than equal to K, then do the same thing. Same thing with the answer. This. Anything else? No. That seems correct. hmm Wrong answer. Okay. 105, 45, 10, 6. Hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm. Why is this 105? 105, 105. This one. Low, 1, 2, 3. Q should have been 3. Then Q low should have been 3 in this case. Wait, shit, why am I doing Q? My work is with low. Low and no, this is fine. This is fine. Low. No, no, no. Low plus 1 and low plus 2. Low plus 1, low plus 2, low plus 1, 2, low plus 2. Yes. And the same thing change here. Low plus 2 and low plus 1. Correct answer. Cool. I can submit this now. Ski resort. Ski resort. Ski resort. Let's go. Running on test 1. Wrong answer on test 6. Signed integer overflow. What? I simply have to increase this. Change this to 6. Okay, I will keep that in mind from now on when I'm adding numbers. The thing that I'm adding the number 2 should be big, or even I think I should change in this. Where I can change all of them to 26. That would be cool. And 6, yeah, yeah, yep. And then submit again. L, same thing. Right, yep. 339 accepted. Cool. I can move on after it's cleared out. Array mapping, it has been 1 hour. Almost on time. Yeah. Array merging. This is the fourth question. This is the fourth question. Yeah, this is the fourth question of the day. You are going to arrays A and B, both of length n. Okay. And both of length m. You will merge these arrays forming another array C of length 2n. Okay, you have to find the minimum length of subarray consisting of equal values across all arrays C that could be accepted. You will merge. Okay, a merge of two arrays results in an array C composed by successively taking first element of either array as long as that array is non-empty and removing it. After this step, the element is appended to the back of C. We repeat this process as long as we can, that is, at least one array is non-empty. Okay, that is called merging. These arrays forming another array C, you have to find the maximum length of a subarray consisting of equal values across all arrays. C, that would be obtained. Maximum length of the subarray. Take one from here, then two, 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 five twos, and then this n is 2 and the answer is 2. Okay, and this 3, then none of them is same, so 1. Yes, 1 would be the least. So here take 1 and then take 2, take 2 and then take. Okay, I think I have to simulate this thing and find the answer that way by simulating this thing. Here int n and bn to n, and I will have to store the array. Yes, vi a of size n and b of size n. All right, and rep li is 0 till n, bn a I, and then do the same with b. A replace with b. Now I have both the arrays. Yes, I have both the arrays. Now while a not a dot empty and not v dot empty. Okay, and int mx conzy mxc consecutive is initially 0, and then I can say let's put, and I would need an array C. Yes, makes sense. C of size n. Would I need C? Nah, I do not actually need C. I just need. Hmm. Either take something from here or take something from there. Nope. Simulation would not work. Nope. Greedy algorithm would not work. But if I find the maximum appearing sequence in A and then the maximum appearing sequence in B, and shit, and they have to be the same thing, right? And then unordered map, find the frequency, the maximum consecutive frequency of the numbers. Okay, that would be fucking hard to keep. And then match that with B. Shit, yes. Okay, so this is not as simple as I thought. Here the answer is 5. Here the answer is 2. And then 1. Then 2. And what I'm thinking seems to be the right approach. I have to create, instead of this, an unordered map of integers to integers. Uh, of int to int, right? A, let's call it first as A size, no size, then B, then yeah, redefinition of A and B. No, no redefinition. A, I, and A. Uh-huh. Uh, yes. So how do I put stuff into A? Take the element and see if it exists, and if it does, all right. Yeah. Um, C in C. Define C here for if A dot has or something like I guess count and find if A dot find C, it returns an iterator. Okay. A dot count C, if not this, that is it is count is 0. If count is 0, then C is there for the first time and C equals 1. But else A bracket C, and yes, shit, I have to be aware of what has been happening till now, the current series. Okay, and so for that, int last and cin last and a last equals 1. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Make it go one last time. Now taking this, and if c equals last, then last plus plus, else check all of these conditions. Check this if, but also no, not last but count. Yes, not last but count, and count is initially 0 for everything. Last becomes equal to 1, and don't increase last, increase count, and if not last, I have seen a new element, then the last one is done, and count, I have to see the count of the last one with this, the count of this one, and proceed last. Does the last one exist? And if it doesn't, then do this, and otherwise do this. Else a last equals maximum of count or a last. Code action. Shit. Uh, okay. And last equals C after the thing. Okay. And I have to do this same thing with B. With B, yes. A last. No. Replace this with B and C in last, and count becomes again equal to 0 and go up till n. Take this, do this, replace this with B, replace this with B, this also with B, and this with B, and last becomes equal to this, and then max C. What is max C? Something that I was doing before. Okay. And okay, and also doing that, I have to keep a list of them in maximum. Shit, unordered map is also not good. I have to keep them in a priority queue. Fuck. No, I need to sort this thing, both of them. That is going to take a lot of time. Do I have that much time? 1 second. I might be making this more complicated than it needs to be. Yeah. Sort them. Yes, sort them. I can sort them when I'm putting them in. Okay, let's do that. Priority queue. I learned this today. I have to give in a comparator function and integer pair pi and vi, vector of pi, and then the compare function a b, and let me define the compare function. It returns bool. Compare takes in pia and pib. The first is the number and the second is the count. So return a dot second greater than b dot second. If it is true, or yes, shit. Class comparator and this public bool operator and pia pib and return a dot second greater than b dot second. Should it be greater than? Delete 2 down, fifth comparator. Oh yeah, that is something I will do. But here, a dot greater. If a is, if the first one is greater, then true. Yes, then do not do anything. Yes. And now here, a uh, dot push make pair. The first one is the count, which is last, and the second is 1. And okay, that is cool. I get the first thing, and then I will push and push and push and no, no. Fuck, fuck, fuck. No, I will have to sort them later because I want random access. Yes, first I have to go through the thing, count it. Yeah. Mm. I mean, I do need this operator and all that thing. Comparator. Uh, this thing type P. I will have to sort them. I will have to sort them. I will have to sort them. VIA size n, B size n, and C. C? Nah, I don't need C. Int count equals 0, A dot. unordered map of integer to integer. That is what a and b are, and no size. So that is the problem, right? Uh, Now stable sort all a, comma comparator. Okay, then do this in unordered map. I need to sort an unordered map. How to sort an unordered map based on value. An unordered map intrinsically provides no guarantee of order as its elements are stored based on hash values for efficient lookup. Therefore, directly sorting an unordered map is not possible to achieve a sorted view of an unordered map's element based on their values. The common approach involves transferring it to a vector. A vector of pairs, vector of pair, my key, my value, and this is my unordered map, and then it equals vec is the name, and begin and end. Then sort that vector. That is a lot of work. Shit. Vector pi a s for sorted, and it has all a. Is that correct? That is correct. B s sorted all b, and now stable sort all a s. This takes in pairs. Yep, pia and pib, and return a dot second greater than b dot second. Okay, this thing has to come, I guess, then. Mm, hmm. Okay. Okay. And do the same thing with b. Ooh. Or maybe sort them in descending order would be better. Ascending order would be better. Now they are sorted in an ascending order, and I can get the last element and then keep removing the last element. How to remove the last element? No, 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 no. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to remove. I can iterate int ai initially is 0 and b I also initially equal to 0, and this solution is very horrible. Initially both are 0 and while true, or while a s bracket ai is not equal to Okay, fuck, now I have to search the whole thing. And that will take n square time just searching the thing. Fuck. B S B I. What do I have to do? R for rep L I. A I. Come on, start at 0, goes up till n. Rep L I. Why is there minus? Then repeat less than B I 0 till n, and if and done equals 0, and if A sorted bracket A I equals B sorted bracket B I then equals 1. And also break, and after this if done and now should be amazing. I think this is going to break. Then the answer would be A sorted bracket A I plus, fuck, I will have to make my own loop, plus shit, for I equals 0, more like for A for nothing, and A I less than N A I plus plus, and the same thing here for nothing but B I y less than N, B I plus plus, and at the end this plus B B I and not first dot first dot dot first dot first. Shit, that is horrible. Hello, first time viewer, what are you doing? I'm doing competitive programming. At least I'm trying to do competitive program, but this is horrible. Okay, I think I should go to the tutorial and learn. There might be something that I do not know about yet. See, it's called. Wait, what is the name of the problem? B. See, hints. Hint 1, hint 2. Uh, hint 1. Since bi is less than equal to n and bj is less than equal to n, bi plus j. Wait, it is permutation? It is not a permutation. No. We're given two arrays of length n, and shit, wait a minute. I will be right back. Just a minute, I will be right back. Yo, me back. And you saw the hint of other problem. I saw the hint for other problem. This is A array merging, and this is shit. S makes sense. A array merging. Hint one, hint two. When we merge two arrays A and B, we can force the resulting array to have left to right and then B left to right as a subarray. Okay, yes, for some. Um, okay, left and right greater than or equal to 0. And what is the greatest value of n that I can have? N is between 2 power n, and the sorting would be n square. That is shit. I can simply merge them and then sort the thing and then go through it and find the longest sequence. Fuck, shit. A vector called A of size 2 into n and repeat L or auto for auto uh, and x and A b into x, just that, and 23, so that is actually cool. Fuck. And then stable sort. No, shit, no, 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 that is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong, no, 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 no. Fuck, no, 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 of course, shit, that is wrong, shit. I mean, what I understood from this, that is wrong. This will not work. Yes, so array into 2. If ALI and BLI equals, then we can achieve a contiguous sequence from R1 minus L1 plus 1 plus R2 minus L2 plus 1 equal elements in the resulting array. When we merge two arrays A and B, we can force the resulting array to have AL1 to ALR1 and this L2 to R1 till R1 and BL2 to, as this is supposed to be BR2 instead of this. Okay, okay. Take some subsequence from A and some subsequence from B, and that would be our subarray. That is what we can have. Yes. And if AL1 equals to BL2, then we can achieve a contiguous sequence of R1 minus L1 plus 1, that is the elements in A that are equal, and this equal elements in the resulting array. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. So how do you actually do it? Let max AX be the length of the longest subarray from A containing only elements equal to X. Okay, if X does not appear in A, then max X equals 0. Okay, similarly max B, X would be the length of this longest subarray from B containing only elements equal to X. If X doesn't appear in B, then X equals 0. maximum energy can be computed in O(n) time, yes, by scanning the array while updating the current maximal subarray. Yes, when merging two arrays, it is possible to force a particular subarray, yes, to be adjacent to one another subarray, yes, in the merge, yes. But the thing is that the maximum in A might not be the element, that the number that is appearing the max number of times in A might not be the same number that is appearing the maximum number of times in B. Yes, and for all n x square, okay, proof if L and then merging array will have as a array of this. Therefore, the answer is equal to maximum going from 1 to 2n, I changing from 1 to 2n, a plus b. So time complexity would be n square, 2n square, n for every time this is done and n for every time this is done. So 2n for this thing, and this whole thing is done 2n times, so 4n square would be the time complexity per test. No, why is it n, capital N? This is done 2n times. Is it given that this is the case, AI is less than 2n? Shit, okay, okay, AI is less than 2n. Okay, so so vi A and B of size n, and then like this, do the same thing for B, take in A and B, then maximum. Okay, I'm not doing any heap or sort or anything like that. Okay, I can write that function maybe. Comparator, don't need it anymore. Repeat less than or equal to I starting from 1 till 2 into n, and what I have to do is int answer equals initially 0 and then the maximum, int max A is 0, and do the same thing with B. Okay, let me create a function instead. Returns integer max count. This takes in vector integer A, let's call it, and an integer, let's say x, and then it works int last equals A bracket 0, and then int count equals 0, and then repeat less than I starts at 1, goes up till A dot size, and if the current AI equals x, if it is not equal to x, not if it is equal x, then count plus plus, else okay, current count and integer mx equally 0, then else mx equals maximum of count and mx. and then count equals 0, and yeah, yep, and last equals AI. After everything, return count, return mx. After this, here answer equals max count, or more like max of max count a for I plus max count b for I, this thing, or the original value of answer. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes. See out answer backslash n. It gives 0 for this, and fuck. Mm-hmm. Till equal, okay, till 2 into 2. Answer is initially 0, and max c is max c wrong. Last is this count initially 0, mx is 0, maximum count is 0, and current count is also 0. Then start the loop starting from 1 till a dot size less than size. If ai, the current, is equal to what I am looking for, then increase the count, else mx update maximum becomes equal to either the current count or the maximum, and count becomes equal to 0, and in every case last equals ai. That is true. And then return max, and here to max a plus max b for I, either that or answer, and answer is initially equal to 0. See out max c of a I plus max c of b I b I. Okay, fuck. Okay, and then just a new line. And this, okay, for the first one went from first this 1, so it should have gone from 1 less than equal to 2. Yeah, so 1 to 2, and 2 to 1 2, so I went from 1 to 2. For this it should have returned in 1, and this it should have returned in 1, but it returned 0 0 for both the cases. So what are the cases when it is returning 1? It is, in the second case, when it has 3 elements and it is going from 1 to 6. I is going from 1 to 6, and it returned 1 for 2. Is this? It should have. Oh fuck, okay. Shit, count is initially 1, and max also is initially 1. Uh, Count is 0. Count mx, and if last equals x, then count equals mx equals 1, else count equals mx equals 0. Yeah, yeah. Answer equals maximum of max c a I plus max c b I, or answer, and here wrong answer for the last two. Why? Why is it one? I should have outputted something else. Uh, yeah, let's see. Yeah, it is zero. Fuck. Only one. Uh, it is returning one. It is not go increasing count. If AI equals to the element I was looking for, and count increases by one. Right. And last becomes equal to AI. Right. Wait, why am I even keeping count of last? What the fuck? Shit. Why do I want last? That is stupid. Start from 0, go till the end, and if it is count, then increase count by 1, and count is initially either equal to 0 or 1, and maximum has some value. And if AI equals x, then do count increased by 1, else not, and find the maximum of this and that. So if the array is 1 and then 4 twos, and my x is equal to 2, then 0 1 first is 1, so maximum mx becomes equal to max of max account, where it just remains 0. Then in the next step we encounter 2 and count increase by 1. Ah, fuck, yes, okay. Mx equals maximum count max mx mx and here answer answer equals max of max c a I comma max c b comma I comma answer. Yeah, plus. Please explain the question once. Could you share the link of this problem? Could share the steps what I should do if I wanted to start learning competitive programming like you. I am learning competitive programming, but from this thing, from this sheet, like I'm just solving questions from this sheet, starting from the easiest and trying to go up to the hard ones. And this is a question like this one right here, 1831b. 4. That is horrible. This is going up from 1 to 2. And okay, 1 to 2. And okay. Uh, what the fuck? Okay. Yes, both of them are initially equal to 0. Correct answer. Okay. B, merging arrays. Fuck. What the heck? Yes. Array merging, not merging arrays. And it fails. Time limit exceeded. If answer at any point becomes equal to or greater than n. Great. That's great. Uh, Runal Kumbhare, do you come live daily? At what time? Yes, I come live daily. I try to start my first stream at around 12 o'clock and then the second one at around 4 or 4:30 or even 5 some days, 5:30 around that time. And now submit. How much? It has been 2.5 hours. That is cool. And fuck, time limit exceeded. Time limit exceeded. Okay. Okay. And that will be the end of today's stream. Fuck it. Shit. How many questions I did today? Two. Huh. And this one, you were unable to do this yesterday. Yeah. Like runtime error. We made a lot of submissions. Then runtime error. In this, time limit exceeded. In this also, time limit exceeded. Monsters, time limit exceeded. Yep, time limit exceeded. So my questions are getting wrong because of time limits. Shit. Okay, and I guess once I've gone through quite a few questions, then I will go through these questions which I am unable to do. And I think these are also wrong because of time limit exceeding. Yep, time limit exceeded. It was wrong answer there, but then time limit exceeded. Okay, and this will be the end of the stream. Kizzy Gamer, should I start doing competitive programming or learn C language first? They go hand in hand. You won't be able to do competitive programming without learning a language, and you do learn a language by doing questions in that language. You started DSA long ago, or you are directly starting CP. I have not done any DSA ever. I have only done this advent of code, which has just questions and you solve them. So yeah, and there is no theory in this. There are just questions. This is what I have done. Yeah, I have not done DSA. This is the first time, and I'm learning DSA from this driver sheet. Only 18% progress. That is horrible. But yeah, that is the thing. And I will be ending after taking a quiz, a little quiz. Uh, I have already taken Asian capitals, then European capitals, Then American capitals, capitals of Americas. And now I will be taking quiz for African capitals. Shit, this is going to be horrible. Bloodbath. African capitals quiz. There are a lot, shit ton of countries in Africa. Right. Capital of Algeria, Algiers. Angola. Where the fuck is Angola? Luanda? Lua, Luanda. Okay. Benin. Some port. I forgot. Okay. Botswana. Gaborone. Gaborone. Burkina Faso. Wanga Tau. Gau. Wanga Tau. Gao. Something like that. I don't remember correctly. Burundi. Where even is Burundi? Yes, Burundi is there. Gitega. Cameroon. Yonde. Cape Verde. Something like Yamuska, some. I do not remember the spellings. Cape Verde, Central African Republic. Brazzaville, shit, that is the Republic of Congo. Central African Republic. Libreville is Gabon, shit. Chad, N, Naj, Naj, Mine, Jamina, Najamina. Comoros, Moroni. Congo, I should know this. Democratic Republic of Congo. I don't remember. Djibouti is Djibouti. Egypt. Cairo, of course. Fuck. Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea. I do not remember. Eritrea. Uh, Addis. Addis Ababa is Ethiopia, not Eritrea. Eritrea is Aramani. Amarani. Some fuck, I don't remember. Yeah. Eswatini. No idea. Eswatini is there. Eswatini. Mababain. Mababain. Fuck. Yes, okay. Gambia. Gambia is jungle. 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 Something like Ghana. Accra. Guinea. I do not remember. Shit. Nai. Nairobi. Horrible memory. Lesotho. Maseru. Liberia. Tripoli. Batteries down. Madagascar. Antananarivo. Antananarivo. Shit, it is Antananarivo. I just do not remember the spelling. Lee Long Way. Yeah. Mali. Ba Bamako. Mauritania. No fucking idea. Morocco. Rabat. Namibia. Mozambique is there. Yes. South. Namibia. Namibia is Windhoek. Niger. I don't know, but Nigeria is Abuja. Rwanda. Kigali. Senegal. Banjul. Banjul is Gambia. Senegal is Dakar. Dakar. Seychelles. Port Victoria. Shit. Or Victoria. Uh, Freetown. Sierra Leone. Shit. Porto Novo. Porto Novo. Okay. Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou. Praia. Bangui. Bangui. Yes, Bangui. Bangui. Central African Republic. Bangui. Central African Republic. Bangui. Kinshasa. Kinshasa. Democratic DRC. Kinshasa. Equatorial Guinea. Malabo. Okay. Malabo. Equatorial Guinea. Eritrea. Asmara. Eritrea. Asmara. Guinea. Guinea. Conakry. Okay. Guinea. Conakry. Ivory Coast. Yamoussoukro. Yamoussoukro. Yeah. Liberia, Monrovia. It is Liberia is below, like into the south of Sierra Leone, Madagascar, Antananarivo. Antananarivo. Okay. Nouakchott. Yes. Mauritania. Nouakchott. Mauritius, Port Louis, Maputo. Mozambique is there. Maputo. Okay. Niamey, Niger Niamey. Okay, makes sense. I guess makes sense. And Sierra Leone Freedom. I know. Knew this. Yes, Somali Mogadishu, South Africa, Pretoria. Three towns, Cape Town and Pretoria are the ones I remember. Bloemfontein. Elon Musk is from South Africa, and Mr. Beast's girlfriend is also from South Africa. That is crazy. And South Sudan is Juba, Sudan, Khartoum, Sudan, Khartoum. Okay. South Tome, Principe, South Tome. Tanzania, Dodoma. Togo, Lome. Tunisia, Tunis. Uganda, Kampala. Uganda, Kampala. Uganda, Kampala. Okay. Zimbabwe, Harare, and Zambia, Lusaka. Okay. Maybe I will get it correct next time. And for now, is doing C language better or Java? C is better. And what are you trying to do? I was trying to do like capitals. Yeah, getting the capitals right. And now this is the end of the stream. That is just I've decided that I will take one quiz after every stream, and that would be cool, right? And